Hey guys, alright, so I thought that I'll put together a quick demo just demonstrating how we can just quickly put some poses together, in case you guys want to see what type of joints I'm moving and manipulating to get a certain pose. So I've got this promo image here. Maybe we can remake some of these poses in the image. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll do this one first. And again, this is for version 1. And what I've noticed with this rig is we can't do really complex poses. There's still some issues if we move these legs up. We get a little bit some issues here in the groin area. But I'm sure with some refinement for the rig, maybe for later versions, that can be sorted. But for now, we can still pose, still do some basic to intermediate level difficulty poses. So let's get started. I'm going to head over to my rigging and bind the mesh, and then my shortcuts again, all I'm going to be using this time is just WER, move, scale and rotate. Well, not really scale, just rotate and move. So let's get started. Okay, so I've covered these techniques in my other tutorials, but let's pose this character, right? So I'm going to go with this pose over here. So got on my other screen as reference. So first thing I'm going to do is let's go to R for rotate, and looking at it face on, I'm going to click on this link. Actually, I'm going to turn on symmetry, so I'm moving both at the same time. Let me move those legs out, and then I'm going to click on that Z-sphere over there. Let's see, click on this one. I need to turn off symmetry, sorry, and can click on that Z-sphere just to angle it a little bit better. Oops. Just angle it a little bit better, and it looks like this arm comes down. Her head is to the side, so I can rotate that Z-sphere over there. Maybe bring that down a little bit, bring this one down, and then we can rotate this area over here. Now we've got some more control over here with the elbow. See, it seems like manipulating that one would be a little bit more accurate, so adding in these extra support structures really helps. But yeah, there we go, and the head is a little bit to the side. It's not exactly like that pose, but it is similar. Again, these legs are maybe too far apart. So if I bring it back on the screen, you can see it's this pose over here. Right, so if I'm happy with that pose, again, what I would do is I would save this as a tool, so that I've got this pose saved in case I want to come back and tweak it later. Save it as a tool, then I can load it again. But let's do another pose. So I'm going to click on bind mesh to reset that, and let's see, let's create this pose over here. Looks like the floating girl. So I'm going to turn on symmetry, and we're moving I'm going to click on bind mesh, sorry. We're moving these back, manipulating the feet here as well. So clicking on these links to get a little bit more control. Should we can even bring the legs? No, I think that should be fine. We're going to bring those arms down as well. The head is tilted back, and you can see, guys, like this rigging makes the posing process so quick and so iterative. I think it's really handy to have in your workflow, especially if you're posing humans. And this is really going to come in handy. Maybe we can adjust the torso here a bit. And I just felt like this tutorial would be beneficial, so you guys can see exactly how I'm using this tool to pose. So that would be this pose over here. So that's two poses we've done really quick. Let's go ahead and maybe let's try this one. A little bit more complex, not too difficult. So I'm going to go ahead, reset that pose. And now for this one, we're going to bend the leg. So I'm going to just remember to click on bind mesh. I'm going to turn off symmetry. I'm going to bring that leg up. And this leg, we're going to move it to the side. I'm going to bend this, so I'm going to try and find the best place, the best area for movement. range of motion, it would be over here. Then we can move that back. I'd be manipulating this part. Can move that back, bend it some more. You can see it's always good to have these extra areas of support, and then we can move that over here. Now again, in future versions, this rig can only get better if I get some good feedback on how it can maybe be improved, but for now this seems to do a pretty decent job for posing. Maybe bring that there, and let's rotate the leg maybe a little bit, and you can see just some minor issues over here. So I'd want to rotate, just always moving around the model and making sure that the pose looks actually looks decent. And then she's got her arm to the side like this. Again, looking for the best range of motion, so that would be over here for the elbow. Okay, moving that up, and then her arm is on the side. And let's see, maybe nope, don't want to do that. That's crazy. Just looking for the best area. She's got her arm on her hip. Maybe you want to adjust the angle that she's leaning at. Adjust the head. Maybe she's looking directly at the camera, or resting it like that. So that's another pose that we can do. And again, no masking, just quick, it's iterative. We can change this on the fly. It makes posing an absolute breeze. So yeah, that was another pose. Head is actually tilted up in this image. So that would be that pose over there. Not exactly the same, but again, just trying to pose it similar to that, just so you guys can see how easy this rig is to use for posing. So yeah, that was 3 poses, guys, just to show you, just so you get a general idea of which joints I'm moving and how I'm going about posing these characters using the rig. Really simple. Again, in the future versions of this rig, I'm definitely going to add support for fingers and maybe for toes. I don't know if we really need to be posing a bunch of toes, but it seems like just having access to the foot is fine. But you can see we've got freedom to pose, create poses that look believable but not ridiculous. Like, they can't be super dynamic, or else the mesh does end up breaking. Like I tried to create a pose with her sitting, and just this pelvic region was getting really messed up. So probably gonna have to try and refine the rig later on. But for now, you guys have a rig set up, ready to go, that you can start using. And yeah, you can see how easy it is to pose with this rig, guys. Alright, and so I guess I'll try maybe one more pose. So let's reset that, and let's see, let's move these arms down. Oops, bind mesh, I keep forgetting. Move these arms down, and I'm gonna get rid of symmetry. Let's maybe move this up and rotate that a little bit. And then let's see, maybe we can add a twist here on the knee. Whoa, not that type of twist. A little bit of a twist like that. Maybe we can move this down a bit. Move that like that. And I haven't used the move brush at all, so we can use move. So you can see most of the time I'm just using rotate, but you can use move as well. So maybe if you want to bring these shoulders up or something, or relax them, then we can use the move brush on these links and z-spheres as well. I tend to move the links, so you're capable of doing that. You can see you can use that as well to move, but I just find that I have way more control if I actually use the rotate tool instead of the move. You can see just another pose. Not entirely sure what this one is. maybe see if I navigate that we can give it a little bit of a shrug on the one shoulder, maybe rotate it like that. And yeah, so version 2, we are definitely gonna create some support for the fingers, but for now, maybe if you've got your fingers posed already, then you're good to go. This rig should be fine for you. But yeah, the posing process is really simple, guys. As you can see, very simple, and you can create so many different iterations, and you can just play around with this to try and create more dynamic poses in ZBrush really quickly, really easily, as you guys can see. Alright, so that was my posing demo. I hope that's helped you guys, and I hope you're ready to go ahead and use my rigging tool to do some quick poses in ZBrush. And as always, stay tuned for some more tutorials, and thank you for watching. Alright, goodbye.